Like me, have you ever wondered why Premarin is used as an HRT drug even though it's not an actual HRT drug? To find out the answer, I invite you on a journey with me into the world of menopausal research. My name is Beth Rosenshine, and I want your future to be better than my present. Let's get started. When talking about the ill health caused by HRT, inevitably the word estrogen comes up. But it makes no sense to use the word estrogen because it describes a category or group of many hormones and not a specific hormone. In clinical trials, Premarin is referred to as an estrogen replacement and never as an estradiol replacement. This is important because estradiol is the estrogen hormone that a menopausal woman with hypogonadism needs. Since 1942 to the present day, the NIH has never described Premarin as an estradiol hormone replacement. The reason Premarin can't be called an estradiol replacement is because the goal when using Premarin is not to provide estradiol replacement. If that were the goal, then blood tests would be done to measure the estradiol level and adjust the dose of Premarin to maintain a therapeutic level of estradiol. So instead of being honest that estradiol replacement is not the goal when using Premarin, the NIH uses the word estrogen. But again, it is meaningless to use the word estrogen because it is the name of a category or group of many hormones and not the name of a specific hormone. According to Erst, the pharmaceutical company that designed Premarin in the 1930s, a group of scientists designed Premarin as a drug specifically for menopausal women with hypogonadism. Yet, even though Premarin has been the predominant drug used in menopausal research for over 80 years, no scientist has come forward to claim that they designed Premarin in any way, directly or indirectly. I can understand that because the design of Premarin is nothing to be proud of. Since 1942, neither Wyeth nor Pfizer ever published the actual ingredients in Premarin. In 2015, however, the FDA wrote a paper that said Premarin contains at least 250 active ingredients and perhaps more. I reviewed the contents of the FDA's paper on Premarin and discovered what I believe is how the hundreds of hormones in Premarin work together. One component of Premarin can produce estradiol. This is a fact. One component of Premarin blocks estradiol. This is a fact. In addition to those two components, Premarin contains at least 248 other active ingredients in small amounts. Based on currently published papers, I can only speculate on the purpose of these other 240 plus ingredients in Premarin. I believe these hundreds of active ingredients are present to create a situation in the liver to keep the level of the anti-estradiol component elevated until the next dose of Premarin is taken. If I'm correct, this would mean the purpose of Premarin is not to create a therapeutic level of estradiol at all. Since the FDA allows Pfizer to vary the amount of the anti-estradiol component in Premarin, the amount of estradiol suppression can be varied. Varying the level of the anti-estradiol component means varying the level of estradiol to a level only known to Pfizer. This is confirmed by the FDA-approved drug label for Premarin tablets. On that label, the level of estradiol isn't listed anywhere. However, on the FDA-approved drug label for Premarin vaginal cream, which uses the same formula as the Premarin tablets, a level of estradiol is listed. The FDA requires a therapeutic level of each active ingredient to be listed on a drug's label. There is no therapeutic level for estradiol listed for Premarin tablets, which means that no increase in estradiol level is to be expected. With no expectation of an increase in the level of estradiol from Premarin tablets, The purpose of using Premarin tablets isn't to replace the estrogen hormone estradiol. According to Pfizer, Premarin selectively reduces hot flashes. A drug that can selectively provide one estradiol function is called a selective estrogen receptor modulator, or SERM for short. The purpose of a SERM drug is to reduce the effectiveness of estradiol, which is exactly what Premarin does. Therefore, Premarin is an anti-estradiol drug and not an estradiol replacement drug. Improving only one symptom of 100 symptoms makes Premarin about 1% effective for women with hypogonadism. The NIH also acknowledges that clinical studies have documented that Premarin does not improve overall quality of life. In other words, Premarin is 0% effective for improving overall quality of life for menopausal women with hypogonadism. This means the NIH is using a drug that is 1% effective on symptoms and 0% effective for improvement of overall quality of life for the majority of menopausal research, and they keep using it over and over again. Many have interpreted the NIH's choice to use Premarin in clinical trials as being flawed. I disagree. It's not just flawed. Premarin is not HRT for hypogonadism. Premarin is 1% effective on symptoms and 0% effective on overall quality of life. In my opinion, the NIH's choice to use Premarin and misrepresented is not flawed, it's fraud. I'll talk more about this in my next video. To learn more in upcoming videos about unethical menopausal research, please click here to subscribe.